When I play an Art Blaky record and I see them dancing to it, it's energy, and that's what it's all about.
Art Blaky, Jazz Messengers, big hit Art Blaky, the Jazz Messengers. All right, cooking with jazz.
The late 1950s and early 1960s, there was a lot of good music coming out of America in the field of jazz.
Still a lot of good music coming out of America.
Well, I thought maybe you'd like to comment on what happened at that period when rock and roll came on the scene.
Nothing happened. You got to understand, there's always going to be jazz. I don't say there will always be rock, because they got so they can computer it. But that's just the notes. Where is the feeling? The highest form of execution on a musical instrument is jazz. We know what we're doing, and we know it's the truth. And anything the truth falls on, it'll grind into powder. It just takes time. It takes time.
You know what Art Blaky's beat was? Oh, man, you should have it together, man.
Man, you the only one I know ever got Art to play shuffle like that.
Oh, but he can hit it, brother.
I know you can.
Oh, man.
And boy, there's one beat that he's the master of. I make my drummers do that. I said, look, man, I must have that in my solo, you know?
And he'll do these churns, you know, all out of rhythm, you know. And he might do this churn for so many beats, you know, but when he comes out, he's always right on it.
He has a sixth sense about shading. He knows when to push, and he knows when to be smooth. He knows that. Phenomenal guy. He has a way of doing a roll.
Press roll.
Ooh. And it's like somebody standing up with a rubber band, you see? And as that roll is going on, you pull it out like this. And when he lets go, the world knows that's where the beat is. Disappoint you. I'm not a teacher. I don't teach because I don't know anything myself. I never studied the instrument, self-educated, just about everything in life. And I did it because I had to survive. And I had a bad habit of liking to eat. And I was an orphan. And I was in the club. I was about 13. I was playing piano. And I couldn't play good enough. A young man come in called Earl Garner. And he took my job. So the boss of the joint told me to go up and play the drums. So I went up and played them. Of course, because he had a big Magnum sitting up here, and I went up there and played it.
How can I put on a show without a band?
Did you say you had a band?
Well, I did. I mean, I do.
Well, are they?
I do.
What was this, about 1945? I was thinking pretty good.
Gee, maybe you'll be the answer to our prayer. come with me. I'll take you to the bar.
That suit. Look, young man, I'm stuffed for a
Big wide collars.
My new floor show goes in.
Lapels.
Well, my boys are pretty good.
Superman, super son, you know.
You came from Pittsburgh to join this band, right?
Hey, baby.
Tall girl. Taps Miller.
How old were you then?
I'm about 16. We was making $5 a night. Such as say, a good night, we got 6.
On a good night.
Yeah. Back with Billy, it was a big time. We made $10.
Damn.
He was a square guy. He was all right. Mm-hmm. Everything was okay with me. The music was there, and Bird was there, and Dizzy was there. Everybody there I liked to play with, and that's the way it went. You know, I didn't care about the money, and nobody did. I used to sit next to the drums. Yeah,
So you ain't missing it?
Yeah, we going all the time. I said, here we go.
Yeah, you signaling.
Yes. He liked the bass drum. So I hit the bass, they said, ooh. Oh, that was the ball. Dizzy's a great teacher, you know, and he knows a lot about rhythm. That's what makes a great musician. And Dizzy had a way of explaining it to you. So that's the way we came along, you know. And just listening to him, everybody had something to say. I think he had a lot of influence on all of us, all the drummers. Kenny Clark was actually the godfather. Kenny was developing, at the same time I was developing. Max was the painter to put the colors together. But Art was the volcano.
Right.
When he explodes.
You know, you can depend on that beat. You know, it's really beautiful. Because he knows where he's going.
All the time.
That's right, all the time.
It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. That's all I know. I know how to do that. I can swing, you know. And I make a musician, if he's up there blowing, he better blow or get off the stage, and that's the way I play from my heart.
When you first start playing with him, you don't really understand what's going on, you know, rhythmically, dynamically, and all that kind of stuff. And after you begin to figure that out, then you have to learn how to relax, you know, and get what you're trying to do across. You know that you're doing something right because he'll support what you're doing. But you go in a certain way and he'll say, okay, that's the right way. But he may do something to say, try this. If you're not a strong player, he will take over. He's trying to take over. And if he does take over, that means you got something to work out. And he'll throw little subtle hints every once in a while. Like he said, well, you know, Charlie Parker didn't do it that way. Yeah. He said, oh, yeah, well, I better do something like that.
When I came to his band, I was playing smooth and warm and flowing. I guess he got tired of the smooth stuff. He wanted a little fire.
Yeah.
And he did one of his famous drum rolls for the turn back, you know, 4 bars before you go to the next chorus, and I disappeared. And after he came on the chorus, bam! Get out of that hole. You're supposed to be a musician.
You're a musician, aren't you?
Yeah.
Charlie Parker used to be a... Man, I ain't Charlie Parker. But I mean, you know, but he's you know, he had a way of telling, to make you what you are. What he's done with Wynton and Terrence and everybody, you, me.
It brings you out.
The amazing thing about playing with Art is that he has a way of tuning into inspiration that can draw an emotion out of you that you may have never experienced before. The Messengers was started because we had to keep it rolling for jazz. Somebody had to do something. And somebody had to keep the story. And the music, it's no American, no jazz.
And it's the only culture that America has brought forth. The only thing. Everything else comes from another continent. Everything. But it so happens that jazz comes from the black people, and they should know about it. After the 50s, they know less about it than anybody in the world, I think. And it's very important that we keep this going, because this is the music from our culture, good, bad, or indifferent.
I think the most important part of Art's career is his debut as a leader.
Oh, you mean with the Jazz Messengers?
Yeah, with
Hank and Horace.
Yeah, so he had some beautiful musicians.
When you think of the players that have come through this band, how they found it. So I start with Clifford Brown.
Let's start from the very beginning.
Yeah,
Horace Silver and Kenny Durham.
Yeah, Kenny Durham, right?
This is the beginning. Yeah.
Horace Silver.
Oh, these are excellent.
Horace went and got Hank, and Kenny and Derek Watkins, and myself. He said, now look, this is your band.
Who's this?
Clifford Brown. Then Clifford. And no, Clifford and
Lou Donaldson.
Lou Donaldson.
That's right, they were there.
Curly Russell.
Curly Russell was with the first one.
Right.
You know, it went on, and Horace left, and they left, and I just kept going.
Right.
Kept going. The most important thing is to keep going.
Hank Mobley.
Hank Mobley.
Hank Mobley later.
Right.
But I'm saying, all these players, Hank used to play so soft, I had to bring him, he so introverted, you know, like myself. I was a terrible introvert. You wouldn't believe it, dog, would you? Art, it makes you get your thing together.
And we went on, you know, we just kept moving on. We got Bobby Timmons, Nick Olson, and Lee Morgan, and Jimmy Barrett. That's a good band. They came out with the Blues March and Moaning, which we never got away from.
Right.
Let me see this moaning. Boosting
That's the one. That's the tune.
That's the one. Nick Olson. Lee Morgan, man.
The trumpet players sound like a who's who of music.
Hubbard. Ah, this is where Hubbard comes in.
Freddie Blossom, Lee Blossom, everybody. You got it with Art.
Yeah, who else did he have back then? Did he? Oh, no.
Name any trumpet player.
Yeah, right.
He had it.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
You see, this one we played this month. They're really good mates. This one's a really good.
And my Uncle Tommy said, man, keep that band. Well, I got to enjoy it. But we work all the time. We always work.
Indestructible. Art Blaky.
I mean, I think there's no one in jazz has brought more great musicians than Art Blaky.
What's happening with your band, man? What you gonna do?
4 months we go on the road.
4 months?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just remember, from hell or high water, you gotta stay out there. Stay out there. You're past the point of no return. You are a leader, not a follower. You just joined the band.
Yeah.
Band, and cats come down. So they left, they was coming out. Said, Jesus, Jason, Wayne Shorter, man. Gee, me, he playing, but gee, he sound like scrambled eggs. So John Coltrane walking behind and said, it's the way he scrambles those eggs.
It's the way that's what it is. I forgot that.
Real nice. He soon got the message. He really got the message. Yeah.
How many different messages band has he had then? Altogether. Who's playing on this record? That's so many.
Right. I didn't know there were so many Art Blaky albums, to be honest with you. Fantastic.
Now in London, you got bands and everything. The blacks in the UK are on it, man. You know, and there ain't no money over there. The economy low, but they play because they love it.
I like this, actually. Because I noticed this on the back of these two LPs. Yes, sir, I'm going to stay with the youngsters. It keeps the mind active.
Look at the age of him there, though. He's older than most of these guys anyway. He's like the daddy already, isn't he?
Master, grandmaster.
And they had a hell of a band over there called the Warriors. I was paired with them. They were that good. They could play. So they're coming on with it, you know.
We used to do Wheel Within a Wheel when I was in the band with Art. In fact, Art gave me the title for that song, and he was the first person to believe in me and hire me and push me in trying to exploit whatever I had to offer as a young man. When I heard that Art was going to do this week clinic in London and work with the young British musicians, that was naturally a thrill to be working with him again. And I thought of Wheel Within a Wheel to play.
When I heard about supposed to be doing a show with Art Blaky, it's a matter of sort of taking hold of your emotions. You know, you don't look at these people as human beings sometimes.
Everyone had to be backstage 5 minutes before we were on stage, you know. Everything had to be perfect.
At the same time, they gave us a confidence as well. They're musicians, we're musicians. They didn't see themselves as anything special.
That's fine. I'm trying to wonder what they expected, you know. The rest of all the jazz messengers.
heard people who are out there who I look up to and respect, saxophone players and horn players who are much older than I, say that, man, I wish I'd had a chance to play with Art Blaky once and just feel that press roll behind me. And that's why, for me, anytime Art calls me, I'll come and I'll do whatever I have to do, because that's where it's at for me. He gave me my start. He's giving these kids their start. He gave them their start. They don't even realize it yet, but he's giving them all them a start. You know, he's like a pilgrim. Yeah, he's something. But these young British musicians, it's amazing how they could even get it together because there's no environment for them. Really, they've created their own environment over there. So these kids, they're just confirming everything.
But it must be nice for him, like, coming over to England and seeing a bunch of young black musicians playing, obviously, you know, learning from his records.
Yeah.
And actually on stage with him, you know. And, you know, it's like a meeting after, you know, he never expected to see that.
Wicked. The man's ready. Oh, so it's 19, is it? It's got his mouth open again. Look it up. The man's a master. Enough protein pills I'll be taking to keep up to that man's pace. Now look at the man play. He's still as young as, you know what I mean? He hasn't even got any older, really, is it? It's true. Still got the same laugh. Same laugh, man. The only difference, he's got white hair now, isn't it? I don't know how somebody can keep that up, you know, for so long.
You're going to be playing with him, aren't you?
Yeah. You too?
Yeah, dancing.
It's going to be a great time to play with it, you know, the man himself, the Godfather. Yeah. It's a different experience, man. Yes.
This is going to be like, this could be like really one of the highest things we've done, you know, so far.
Oh, yeah.
Dancing with a legend.
I didn't believe my ears at first when Art Blaky asked me to play with him. This old man said, I like what you're doing. I would like you to play with me.
You got any claves? Get there.
Give me the speed, play, man. You can do it. It's like you don't believe yourself, like you're saying, you know, I was there. I'm playing with this man. It's true or what? You know, it's real or, you know, just something, you know.
Play this cow. No.
Every time we played Night Tunisia, we'd have this thing. Ding, 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 digga, 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 boom. Well, he wants them to get that because, you know, he has a thing what he does with that. Because Lee Morgan and I used to play with him in a band in '59. He used to play this thing. He would get everybody into the 6/8 feel, and then he would play a 4 on top of it. He'd play this thing, ding, 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 on the cymbal. And that would just take it somewhere else.
You get in the way. I keep telling you to play it. Good. Down, bum, 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 bum. Bum, bing, bum, bing, bum, bing, bum, bing, bum, bing, bum, bing.
Everybody on the bottom had to have that 6/8 before he would be free enough to play the 4s again. And the way the rhythms would interchange. Oh, man.
Understand where we going from, dancers? Ba-ba-ba-dee-bee-bee-dee-bee-bop. Ba-ba-ba. Let's do it.
When we first started to listen to jazz, Art Blaky was like one of our mentors. And like when we went down to the rehearsal studios, we were really apprehensive. He was like materializing from a record into life.
I'm just a mere babe when it comes to records because being a dancer, I just know a tune. But one thing I did know about was that I knew about Art Blaky. I heard about this guy. And I was actually going to dance with a guy, and I thought, I am not ready, you know? I mean, nobody's seen this type of jazz dancing. I mean, any form, whether it be from up north or from south.
Art understood that music because it was so African-oriented that it was probably in a little thing in the back of his head, right up in here somewhere, in his brain or something that made him react to it immediately. If I'd come in with a...
He made it his own.
Yeah, if I'd come in with a rhythm, he would embellish the rhythm. And he was one of the biggest embellishers I've ever seen.
I couldn't believe the speed, man, and the timing, you know, for nearly 70 years old, man. He's playing the drums, licking the sound, you know. I play African music, although it's called jazz, because all jazz, Latin, samba, and it's same as African. So, like, to me, although there was swinging and everything, but inside me, I was playing what I used to hear when I was back home in Africa. When I was in Africa, I played dancing, people dance. And when I meet you people that are dancing, that's my original thing, and that's what's great for me.
Mention Art Blaky in the club. Cubano Chant, Sakina, Moaning, and Night in Tunisia, obviously. They are the most popular club tracks.
Tempo up even faster now. Yeah, we want it heavy.
Yo, it's a love thing.
Jive.
You sure?
Yeah. All right. Hey, I'll be there.
Y'all can do better than that. Come on. Hi, DJ. Hi, dance jazz.
There's been this thing about jazz, saying it's a musician's music. But man like Baz, you know, it's making it a people's music.
Now we have another young man coming out. He's our poet, Jalal.
Yeah, Bobby, so I was rapping with Art, man. You know, he told me he wanted me to write some lyrics, man, for one of his tunes, man.
He always used to talk about this tune, Left to Left Town.
Composed and arranged by Wayne Shorter. Young Wayne turned out to be one of the finest writers in jazz today, and we're very, very proud of him.
I wrote Left to Left Town at home, but when we got in the studio, Alfred Lyon was saying maybe it was a little too progressive. And then Art said, wait a minute. Art took up, you know, he took up for the, you know, nothing too progressive. This is jazz, you know, and that's how we got new things recorded.
Back in his cage.
Yeah. Yeah.
How he could see Lester leading town, you know, he had a certain way of walking, you know, with his porcupine hat.
Yeah. He's the cat used to hold his axe like 45 degrees.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, man.
It was a very descriptive tune. He used to sing it all the time on the bus and everything, you know.
Left to Left Town. The Prez.
I hung out with him in Canada at the Town Tavern one night.
Prez?
Yeah. I took a leave from the Army, went up there, and he saw me all dressed up. I had my pinstripe suit on, paisley tie, and he said, he took an intermission, came down to the bar and got a great big thing of cognac, and he said, you must be from New York. Something like that.
At this time, we're going to have Jalal come out and do the lyrics. Shows how he feels about it.
Like how this sounds, all right? Okay. Did you just happen to be around when Lester left town? He really dug it till push came to shove it and it shook his crown. He had to split fast. He heard the forecast. See, he had to split fast because he heard the forecast, you know. He knew the weather was going to be bad.
Norman took them all to Washington, President Truman, and so they had Prez down there. So Norman said, Mr. President, we want you to meet our president, the president of the tenor saxophone, Prez Lester Young. So Truman said, he got his hand, Prez said, nicely.
Yeah.
I said, man, don't you? That was the president. He said, no, Lady Blaky, no good. He said, he banned ladies' records. He's supposed to be a musician. He's ivy-jivey. Plus, he sent me to the army.
Yeah, I know.
That's made sense.
He really dug it till push came to shove it and it shook his crown.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
He really dug it till push
came to shove it and it shook his crown.
Yeah, that'll work.
It's the ba 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 ba. Go for yourself. And put a little pot nigger in it. Cornbread. Okay, stop it off. 1, 2, 1, 2. You got everything marvelous. The bip down. I said da da da. This is da da da. Da 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 da. Because it sets the rhythm. You know what I mean? Keeps me in place.
Long after Lester left, some notes of his was found. A series of musical
messages telling why the press left town. I've left your right, it read and said as I heard, hold no quote. I'm gone, you're on, don't be forlorn, I've got my hat and coat. By the time you get the message of the music that I played, I'll be long gone, past long gone, but the melody will have stayed. My first lady of song was a great lady, yeah. She would inspire my desire to blow the blues away. The ambassador of goodwill was the Royal Count Basie. We would travel around the whole wide world on flights of fancy free. The Secretary of Sound could make his tender talk. We were birds of a feather when we jammed together, and I was flying with the hawk. My Congress was my crowd who dug us to our thing. They would dance all night till the broad daylight, just jumping to that swing. So if your key is mastery and you think you got it down, don't think you peak, there's more to see. I'll keep touching for that sound. You just have to be around when less than town. You just have to be around when less than town. The boy came to shove and shook his crown. He had to spit fast.
Yeah, you like that? All right.
Yes, sir. You got a winner there.
I hear you, my man. All right. So I'm glad you like that,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Yeah, Lester left town.
Thank you very much. How about a big hand for Art Blaky and the Jazz Messengers? Big hand for Art Blaky and the Jazz Messengers.
Something else. Really. Really something. You know, it's a hell of a thing because it's a spiritual music from the creator to the artist to you. And no music in the world like that. None. Split-second timing. And you're a part of it. Tell your friends. You know, take them somewhere where jazz is performing or get some records. God knows we need the money. Set them down. Let them listen to it.
Good fortune came to us through Bobby Timmons. But what he used to do between the numbers, he would play this thing, just 8 bars, and laugh. He said, that sure is funky. And that 8 bar was dun da 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 dun da 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 da. But at the rehearsal, it just kept going through my mind. I said, Bobby, why don't you put a bridge to that? He said, oh, that's nothing. Yeah, that's not really a tune. I said, man, put a bridge to that tune. He said, you really think so? I said, yeah. I said, in fact, well, we're at rehearsal. Why don't you just write it now? He says, while we're waiting? I said, yeah, go ahead. And so we took a little break and he was at the piano. He said, well, how does that sound? I said, yeah, sounds all right to me. And we got the tune together. And I said, well, let's play it tonight. So we ran it down, got it on our fingers, and we played the tune that night, boy, and laid the audience away. Laid them away. They loved it. And the rest is history.
It's one of those tunes where you have to really get into the character of the piece. This was something that would give the kids something to think about. You have to really just think, well, what do I want to say on this song? It's a very deep song.
Well, the first jazz band that I played for was a big band, yeah. And the first tenor solo that I ever got in that band was over moaning.
We rehearsed without Art, but because of the spirit that Art carries around with him, when Art walked in, the whole music just took off. And that feeling, that spirit of optimism just sort of spreads throughout the band. This is jazz, and he's passing this along to us.
You dig? Okay, ready? Let's try it again.
once an idea is born in this planet, it doesn't belong to the individuals who bring forth the idea. The idea belongs to the whole universe to utilize. But you must give the people who bring forth the idea the credit, and they stop doing that, so the kids don't really know. So we said, well, we'll keep this thing going as long as we can. And after I seen what was happening, I was very determined to do it. Because if they don't do it, in 50 years, say, well, Charlie Parker be white, Duke Ellington be white, you know, you got to keep it going. Because you keep that knocking, like monks say, somebody's going to answer.
I feel really honoured to do it, actually, because I feel like I'm representing a lot of people, especially young black jazz musicians in this country.
I mean, a lot of people in this country, if you ask the average youngster about jazz, they say, oh, Acapulco, Kenny Ball. And never heard of Coltrane or Parker or any of Art Tatum.
I mean, hopefully we're all affected by it. We all go out, we're the extended fingers of the messengers or the disciples as far as Britain's concerned, and do something ourselves and touch other people.
Thank you. Any other questions before I split?
Which was your favourite band in all the bands that you've had?
That's a hell of a question, because you can't measure talents. You know, because talents alone just for a little while, and you get older, you're going to lose it, because some youngster's going to come along and take your place. Now, you can act like a jackass if you want to. When that time comes, if you live and that talent be removed, people are going to say, down with you. You know, you can't put yourself up on a pedestal. You know, you have to, you know, be cool, you know, and just look upstairs and say, somebody up there loves me. You know what I mean? Because that's the way it is.
Hey, Daddy, what that day? And why that on the day? No, they see your hey, Daddy, look at the Hey, what they do there? And why they do there? And Daddy, can I have that there? Hey, who that little chick? And what she doing there? And oh, Daddy, oh, hey, Daddy, can I go there? Hey, Daddy, what's a square? And where do we get air? And Daddy, can I have that there? My quiz is a kid, man, he doesn't want anything here. He's wherever they man, he can know who, what, why, and where. In quiz is a child, and some of the questions are hard. Like, Daddy, can I have that there?
It's like running a race, you can't stop. If you stop and turn around and see who's behind you, when you turn forward, they didn't pass you. So you gotta just keep getting up as long as you can and play, and somebody else will come and take up the baton and keep going, you know. And this is the important thing. And in jazz, the type of music we play, we're only scratching the surface. Only scratching the surface. Where it can go and where you can play and what you can do. See, and that's the important thing, and that's why I try to keep the jazz messengers going. But I see a lot of young men that's come along and really interested in it, and they're going to play.
they're going to play. You know, they're going to keep on playing. And they won't change, and I think that's the important thing. Now that people begin to recognize what I'm trying to do, some way we got to get it to the kids and let them know. You know, let them know. Before it's late. There's lots of them that come and they hear me play this, and my God, where did you come from? Gee, and they see the young guys up on the stage, they can communicate with them. When they look around and see this old fossil on the drums, they say, my God, what is this? Where'd you come from? I've been out here 50 years. Gee, how come I never heard about it? Now they're on it. You know, and the UK, they really on it. And I'm really proud of them kids, boy. They really on it. Really proud of it. And they're learning, and they're finding out about it. Now they're going to take it on.
Finally, send him out into the world somewhere. But the reason of London I never will forget. Why they do that there? How you work that there? Oh, Daddy, oh, hey, Daddy, what that say up there? Hey, Daddy, what is fair? How come I got to share? Daddy, can I have that?
A certain part of art has never really gotten old. Chronologically, we all have to get old. Like he said, the only way not to get old is to die. So you know, but he remains young, and if you get too old, you know, you got to go. Like you said, I'll get some new ones, you know.
There's been times when my father's been very sick with arthritis running through his arms and his legs, and he'd be backstage just rocking. And as soon as they say, Art, it's time to go on, he would jump right up and get on the bandstand and play. I said, he was in there sick a minute ago. Look at him. And I said, Daddy, what's going to happen when you get real old and you can't play drums anymore? He said, I'll die. And I did like this because I know he really meant what he said.
Channel 6 is proud to bring one of apartheid's most vocal critics to Sacramento, exiled South African journalist Donald Woods, to the Sacramento Community Center Theater on February 28th. For information or tickets, please phone Channel 6 Special Events.
I was on my deathbed, about, 74? I was there in the hospital dying. And I woke up, Art Blaky had my hand, he said, if you die, I'll kill you.